I'm so thrilled to be leading this training. This is where I'm going to walk you through exactly your $1,000,000 demand plan. I'm so excited because this is really something I usually reserve live. As a busy mom of three and someone who is also leading a company, I know it's not always possible for us to show up live. So I wanted to create this training for you so I could show you really how we can build a 7-figure business by working 20 hours a week and focusing on selling your group program every single week. Now, the reason why I get so lit up and I'm like so obsessed with teaching this is because I know that a lot of people have been frustrated at the way things have been working this past year. And I am here to tell you that so much is possible for you, but there are these paths. There are 2 paths. And one is the path of continuing to do things like you have been doing them. And the other path is the path that I'm going to show you today. As the elevated CEO that you are and the innovator and just being creative, there is so much opportunity that's available for you. And I'm going to tell you some client stories. I'm going to tell you about Hallie, who hit her first 6-figure month and did so in a way with also spending more time than ever and being more present with her family. I'm going to tell you about Tiffany, who has completely exploded her revenue this year. I'm going to share with you about Krista, who's Krista's buyers used to watch for years. And after installing this demand-based messaging, they started buying within days. So I'm going to talk to you about many of our clients, but I wanted to do this because I'm so excited for you when you finally shift and do what's working, what is possible. I have more wins than I could ever share with you here. We get wins literally every single day from our Elevate clients. So I highlighted some that are very, very recent wins. And I did this because I want you to see, number one, what's possible. And I wanted to also see how we are so different and how we innovate literally every single day. If you didn't know that, you probably wouldn't be here. So we're going to talk about your $1,000,000 demand plan. I'm going to bring in Dan also to walk you through some of the frameworks and possibilities for you and to really show you what you can do to install your 6-figure a month system. And the best part is this is the fastest way to scale your group program to 100K with demand. This is not about working 24/7. We on our team work anywhere from 20 to 25 hours a week. So it's not about the 24/7. It's not about the convincing. It's not about the pressure. It's actually about the demand and also the obsession. My intention, but it's kind of like my backdoor intention, is to really show you what's possible when you are so obsessed with what you do, when you have fallen in love with what you do, and when your messaging matches that from your content to your sales system to your trainings. It is infectious. That's the goal, like to be so infectious that people can't help but line up to work with you. And that's what's possible when you have the demand and when you have the obsession and when you install the systems that we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about who this is for. If you really want to scale up your group program, if you really want to continue to get your clients incredible results, and you want to do this without any more of your time. Now, I know the people who come to me, I know you're not afraid of working. I love working. I love what I do. I love that I get to change lives. I love that I get to impact you and your family and your communities because of the ripple effect. So it's not about not working, but it's about doing it in a way that actually works for you without launches, without burning out. Back in 2020, I gave up launching because it wasn't sustainable for me anymore. It wasn't something I wanted to do. I didn't want to do the cash spike and then the not bringing in revenue. I wanted it to be predictable. I wanted it to be recurring. I wanted it to be growing. So that's what I set out to build. And that is what we've done. So I'm going to walk you through the same system, the same exact map that I walk through with our clients to really get to the place where you're hitting daily sales, scalable sales. You're building a hot audience of people who actually want what you have. You're selling out your group programs and you're getting to those 6-figure months on repeat. No matter, this is the thing that's also really important. No matter where you are right now, it is possible for you to get to 6-figure months, but you have to own it and you have to believe it. And you have to say, yes, this is possible for me, all while prioritizing impact, client results, and family. That is the most important thing. Michelle hit her best year ever and did it while taking more time over the summer and spending more time with her boys. That to me is incredibly important because I'm the one that drops my kids off and picks my kids up at school. I don't want to give that up. I want to be with them. I want to have a business that actually supports my life. So that's how we build businesses, family first businesses. So here's some of the receipts. I mentioned Dan. He's my husband. He's my business partner. He has such a brilliant brain when it comes to sales and offers. So he's going to be walking you through some of our framework. But just a few of our receipts. We've been in business since 2011, so I couldn't give you everything. I started off as a school teacher. I quit to build a food company, Blissful Eats, while I was health coaching. And we got into this because we were building our business online and in person. We were in Whole Foods, Amazon, TJ Maxx, Home Goods. But I started to get more inquiries around, how are you doing this? How are you running Facebook ads? How are you making sales from your email list? So we started doing consulting. And we never looked back. 2018, we had our third baby. I had to choose between two businesses and being there for my baby. So we shut the food business down. And again, 2018, never looked back. We've had 37 consecutive six-figure months. We have a multi-seven-figure business with 3 kids. Our clients have collected over $46 million since 2023. Our goal when we work with people is to first get them to sales every week and then sales every day. We have created the demand era, instant demand funnels, the invisible funnel, and the rich niche. You may know us for some of those. And we've been doing this for a really long time, and I don't plan on stopping because I care. I'm obsessed with what I do, and I love helping you. So what we're covering today is we're going to talk about, remember I told you the 2 paths. You have 2 paths. One is how do we move forward? How do we make changes? How do we be the elevated CEO that we need to be to have a successful business? And one is to really stay the same. So I'm going to walk you through that demand era path, and then I'm going to walk you through the systems you need in demand, sales, and delivery to get to 100K months. Visibility, it used to be, let me just get more visible. Let me just grow my audience. That doesn't work anymore. And that's why you see people with huge audiences who are making like barely any amount of money. And that's why I have a relatively small audience and I have 6-figure months and have for years. It's not the goal to be visible. The goal is to be in demand. And what's possible for them is 100% what's possible for you too. So let's talk about this level of growth. Now, under here, you're probably not under here. This is like the real beginner. And we really don't work with people who are true beginners. In order to come into our world and into Elevate, for example, you have to be an expert and you have to get client results. So that really is the bare minimum. First of all, there's nothing good, bad, right, or wrong about any of these things. I used to be here too, actually at our Straight to the Top mastermind, our 7-figure mastermind. One of the clients asked, did you used to have a lot of one-to-one calls? And I was like, yes, I did. And I grew my way out of them because I know I can make more impact when I'm on a group call. So at the bottom here, this is the capped coach. This is if you're around the 10K a month, 10 to 20, you probably are selling a lot of one-to-one. You probably are selling some small groups. And the revenue really, really, really depends on your energy. Your audience is probably like, it's hit or miss. Like sometimes they're buying, sometimes they're not. They're warm-ish, but it's not that consistent sales that you really want. If you're in this phase, you probably are doing launches or like one-off promotions, but you have that like cash spike and then comes down, cash spike and then comes down. So when you're in this phase, we really want to figure out how do you get to the place where you are installing a demand system so you are able to start to bring in those consistent sales. Now, the second piece is this is the plateaued provider. This is really where you're in that 30K a month range. You have a group program. Sales probably feel a little unpredictable. You're noticing that you get engagement, but it's not really leading to buyers. You don't have a demand system and you're working more hours than ever. You probably are selling more and more one-to-one stuff. You're trying to put people into your group, but you're not really 100% on the messaging for your group. You tend to sell your group to a person who's kind of at a lower level instead of giving your group program to your complete rich niche. And you're getting more and more frustrated because you're so good at what you do that you know the sales should be coming in faster and faster, and they're just not. So once you fix that, that's when you get to the demand builder piece. You have buyers coming in, your messaging is hitting, but it's inconsistent. You have some sales happening maybe a few times a week, but the system is still determined by you. You have to show up in order to get sales. And you've started to bring back the amount of one-to-one clients that you have. You're starting to really put people into your group because you know how amazing your group is, but you're still feeling kind of like that, this should be working better. This should be working faster. I should be making more money. Why isn't this happening faster? Am I really as good as I think I am? You're starting to really get into your head. And in order to get to be the known leader, you have to really get out of your head and really start to bring back some of that magic, some of that originality. And when you're in this known leader place, you're really in this like 70K a month. You're like so close to that seven-figure business. You are having daily or weekly sales. You have a hot audience who is buying. You are leading your space, and you are still feeling though like it's all on your shoulders. You're still feeling like you have to do so much. You're still feeling like I need to show up. And you have one or two team members, but you still feel like you're in that micromanaging aspect where you're like you're kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. You're waiting for something to break. You know, if I stop showing up this month, it all could plummet. And that's exactly what we don't want to happen. I want you to know that you cannot show up for a week or even a month and your sales would still come in. In this place, you have built the demand, you have built the audience, you have built the sales, but it still is really feeling like it is all on your shoulders and you're running everything. When you get to that demand era brand, that's where you really feel like you are 100% the leader. You're owning the category. You are the one. You are the person people are coming to, excited to work with. You are getting inquiries. You don't have to work as hard anymore. You can just show up or put your trainings out there and people are buying. You have your instant demand funnel. You have your invisible funnel. So people are buying and then they're buying over and over again. Your team is handling sales and delivery. You are in your genius zone. You have brand power and you have obsession level demand where you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, I'm almost at the place where I can't keep up. This is so exciting. Everything is working. So our goal really is to get you to that place where you have that demand level brand, where you have the team, where you have the sales coming in, where you have the audience and everything is kind of humming. So you can show up when you are inspired to show up and you can take a step back when you need to take a step back. That is the key. And that's how our clients like Ren, for example, went from doing 50 something weddings a year as a photographer to building this in-demand brand where now she's teaching other photographers her methodology and her frameworks. This is how Hallie now gets 10 to 15 membership sales every single day. She went from being nervous to sell to sending daily emails to 65,000 subscribers. Like this is how you get these types of results. This is how Tiffany by July surpassed her entire previous year's revenue. This is what is possible for you. And every time you rise, first of all businesses have problems, 100%. Every time you rise, something breaks down. The sales may stall, something plateaus, maybe your delivery is feeling a little clunky. This isn't a you problem. This is actually a systems problem. And that's what we get to fix at every single level, every single up level. The biggest lie in scaling a group program is that you need more leads. It's not that. You don't need more leads. You actually need more demand. Demand is the key for what you're doing. So your group program isn't stuck because of your price, your offer, or your audience size. It's stuck because you don't have the demand, because your messaging was built for a buyer that no longer exists. What we have studied for the past 5, 6, 7 years is how to speed up those buying timelines. We are creating messaging that speaks specifically to the buyer who's ready to jump in. Now, there's 3 big problems in most experts' business that we work with. A demand problem, as in your audience isn't buying as quickly as they used to. A sales problem, sales only happen when you show up, when you're pushing the sales. And a delivery problem. Clients don't stay long enough, so you're always having to continually work over and over and over again. Now, I want to walk you through our demand era system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Dan, because truly in our business, we all stay in our zones of genius. And Dan is the best when it comes to teaching this framework. He's going to walk you through the 3 sides, and make sure you have your pen and paper, because I know you're going to want to take notes on this. Let's walk through it.
Yeah, super excited to go through this with you. And so what we're going to do is really just kind of bring together everything that you've been talking about with the previous training or the earlier training. And the goal of this is really to walk through how we can get daily sales. In the middle here, I'm going to write daily sales, because the goal when we are consistently developing demand and consistently developing momentum, we're actually getting sales every single day. The first thing we need to work on, and I'm just going to be very direct with this because I want everyone to understand what we're talking about, is the first thing we need is a hot audience.
This is one of people's biggest struggles, is their audience is quiet and they're not talking back. It's kind of like you're putting out content and you're like, is anyone here? Like, what is happening? And this is happening more and more as Instagram gets busier and as attention is shortened.
Yeah, and really the hot audience that buys daily, this is your demand engine. And if you are out there just consistently looking for leads, but you're not building demand, this is where things can slip. And so this is what we need to be building and measuring every single day, is do we have a hot audience that is ready to buy today? So there's really 2 simple things that we need to work on when it comes to doing this. The first thing is speaking to your rich niche. So we need to position ourselves and use messaging to speak to our rich niche. Now, we have an entire training on this, but the 2-second version of this is your rich niche is those people who are doing well and still want to do better. They want to take quick action and they want to get amazing results. Those are the people who have the splinter in their foot that every single day they have a problem and they're obsessed with fixing it. Now, the biggest thing is that we see is that if you try to scale your group program with people who are struggling, you are going to fail. Struggling people do not scale. So we really need to find those people who are going to get into action and not only buy quickly, but take action in your program quickly. The next thing we need to work on is once we start speaking to that rich niche, we need to use messaging that creates instant demand.
And the reason why we do this is when you have demand, it makes selling easy. Lack of demand is when everything you're doing is feeling hard.
Exactly. And so many people come to us and they say, hey, I'm really struggling to get sales right now. I think I need to go out and get more leads. And we're always like, no, that's not it. What you need to do is you need to develop demand. And so the instant demand messaging, this is where we transition from nurturing to actually selling to our people. And what most people are doing wrong is they're using messaging when it comes to their offer, where we're talking about deliverables and not results. So we're saying it's 6 hours of content, it's 3 group calls, it's 1 one-to-one call, whatever the things are, instead of focusing on results. If you want people to move and move quickly, then you need to speak about the results that they care about and tell them how quickly you can get those results. This is extremely important. This is our demand engine.
And when you're doing this, if you are wanting to scale your group program, you need to get your rich niche into your group program, because strugglers aren't going to scale your group program. It's going to break down. Your rich niche buyers are what is going to make it possible for you to scale your group program.
Exactly. So now that we have this demand engine and it's building a hot audience that buys every single day, what we need to do is we need to actually focus on getting sales every single week.
And so, this is your sales engine.
And this is our sales engine. So we're going to write sales every week here. And then I'll write sales in after we go through. In order to get sales every single week, there's two things that we need to focus on. The first is we need instant demand funnels. The reason why this is so important is so many people have funnels that are actually driving their buyers away instead of bringing them closer. So these are the traditional webinar funnels, the launch funnels, the challenge funnels. When we find our rich niche and we speak to them with our instant demand messaging, the last thing we want to do is put more steps between them and buying. So our instant demand funnels are funnels that actually leverage that demand and turn it into sales almost instantly. And one of the ways we do that is we just create faster funnels. We do things faster. So that means we move people through our funnels faster. We rely less on nurturing and more on solving their problems as quickly as possible. And then the second thing we do is we make more offers inside our funnels. So when we make more offers, we have more opportunities to get sales. And this is what takes us from getting sales every quarter or every month into every week and every single day.
And this is also how we target the people who are ready now. When you're instant demand funnel is messaging with that obsession messaging that people are so excited about, and you are leading from a place that you're so excited about, that's how you really collapse that decision time, going from months to minutes.
I should add too, this instant demand funnel, not only does it deliver to your people very quickly, but it's incredibly fast to get set up. This isn't like a 90-day build out. We are taking action right away. Most of our clients come in and get this running within the first 5 to 7 days. It's extremely easy to set up.
Everything we do is done in about less than an hour, because we know, first of all, you want to see the cash. You want every single thing you're doing to feel like it's productive, and you have other things to do in your business.
With this, what we're measuring, what we are looking for is our weekly, if not daily, sales engine. What we mean by this is when we have things running, what we are focused on is getting sales every single week, if not every single day. And the reason this metric is so important for us is not only cash flow. Obviously, sales are great. We want sales coming in all the time, but more for data. The only way that we know that you are creating instant demand, that you're speaking to your rich niche and you're using the right messaging, is if you are getting sales every single week. If you are not, then we can know that something in the funnel is not working. And so this is truly how we track the success of our sales engine. Is, are we getting sales every single week, if not every single day? Now that's our sales engine side. The third piece of this, where we're going to go next, is what we like to call the invisible funnel. The reason why we call this the invisible funnel is because most people don't know and will never see this funnel in our business. It's also invisible because I don't think anyone else is talking about it in this way. The invisible funnel is actually how we take your delivery system and turn it into a sales system. The first piece of this is we do need to scale up your delivery. So the first piece of this is our tiny promise timeline.
And this is our delivery engine, this side.
Yes. The tiny promise timeline, this is how we get your client journey. We understand where your people are going, but we're going to break it down into tiny promises so that we know every step, the quick wins along the way. This does two things. One, it encourages our people to take action because they can see the quick wins piling up. Two, it helps us develop trust with our clients even faster. So they can trust us more, so they can take more action with our content and get even better results. Now, why this is so important, obviously, most of our clients are so heart-centered, is they want to get results. But what we want to do is we want to take this delivery engine and we want to turn it into a sales system. And the reason we do that is because when we can scale our delivery, We can also scale our results. And when we scale our results, we scale our profits.
Most important thing here, your delivery should be, again, like you hear me talking about this over and over, should be creating not only results, but it should be creating a client experience that your people are absolutely obsessed with. It actually creates a movement within your community that people are so excited about. And when you do this, then delivery is actually your retention engine, and your retention becomes your profit engine.
Exactly. And even more importantly to this is how we transition from instant demand to compounding demand. When you are consistently getting more leads and getting more sales, and then those sales are getting results, that demand compounds, and that creates more renewals, more referrals, and more profit. So this is why it is probably the most important funnel. Obviously, we need the front end system to develop leads and get those sales. But if you can turn every dollar of new sale into $3 of recurring revenue, this is what is truly going to scale up your revenue, but also keep it consistent. So this is the whole walkthrough. We have 3 engines. We have the demand engine focused on the audience growth and growing a hot audience. We have the sales engine, which is focused on those weekly sales and getting the consistent hit sales coming in. And then we have the delivery engine, which is doing 2 things. 1, it's protecting your time. And 2, it's giving your clients the exact journey they need to go through so they get better results, which gives them better more enjoyment in going through it, and then also relates into more profits for you.
And this is how, when you have all 3 of these systems, you become the CEO and not just the overworking coach. So now that you see the 3 systems, the demand engine, the sales engine, and the delivery engine, and how really they all work together to build upon each other. So you're getting to that place where you are that demand era brand. The entire purpose here is to have each of these systems running and humming so you can operate in your genius zone. Your team can handle sales and delivery, and you really have that obsession level demand. Now, even if right now you are a one-woman show, there are systems and there's processes you can set up so you can have those sales coming in, you can have that obsession level marketing, and you can get to the place where you're starting to move towards the demand era brands. And remember, the entire purpose of this is so that we're bringing sales in, we are making the impact we want, and we are still able to live our lives and be there for our kids and to do the things that are most like the highly valued moments and experiences and have the life that we want to have. And this is what Elevate is known for. And when you really look at these 3 systems, this is what we have built since 2011, and we've slowly built it. But the great thing about it is when you are in Elevate, you're able to do this so much faster because we have high touch points with our client success team. There's personalized support systems that work now based on the research we do for us and for our clients. There's a community where you actually feel like you belong and like you get it because the experience and the results are 100% unmatched. I want you to know exactly where you should be starting. I want to show you exactly which engine you want to get started so you can see like that tiny promise timeline, so you can start to see the sales you want to have very quickly. So I actually want you to rate yourself. I want to give you, we're going to use the stoplight. I love to use the stoplight. We're going to give ourselves and rate ourselves with a red, yellow, and green. So the first one is with the demand engine diagnostic. That really is the part where it's like, okay, is your rich niche clear? Clear would be a green, where it's like, I know exactly who I'm talking to. I'm absolutely obsessed with the people who are coming in. I know exactly what they want. They're buying all the time. I have tons of my dream clients in my audience, and they stay for a while. So if you are a green, that would be you. Yellow would be like, some of my clients are dream clients and some of them aren't. Some of my people in my audience are dreamy and some of them I'm just like, no, you are not it. And red would be like, my biggest opportunity is to get clear on who my dream clients are, who my rich niche is, and how do I get more of them. So just rate yourself: red, yellow, Green. Number 2, your message creates obsession and excitement. Does your content build trust instantly, or do you wait for nurture to come in? If you're green in this, your message creates obsession instantly. Your content builds trust instantly. Yellow would be like, sometimes my content hits and sometimes it's boring. Sometimes people are responding back and sometimes it is crickets. And if you're a red, it would be like, I have a really big opportunity to improve my messaging and build instant trust. Next is hot leads. Are you a red, a yellow, a green in hot leads? If you are a green, that means you're literally getting new people in your audience and to your email list every single day that are people you are excited to work with. You can pause the video, just give yourself a rating, and then overall, next to demand engine diagnostic, give yourself a total. Are you a green? Are you a yellow? Or are you red? Next, sales engine. I have an instant demand funnel. If you have an instant demand funnel, that means you are getting sales every single day of the right people. Yellow, it's like sometimes I get sales, sometimes I don't. Red would be like, I'm getting sales like once a month. My back end multiplies every sale. That means for every client who's coming in, they're ascending and they're buying over and over again. So for every low ticket that comes in, they're buying more. For every people who come into your signature program, they are staying. Does your back end multiply your sales? This would be the invisible funnel we talked about. Green would be like, yes, people come in and they buy over and over again. Yellow would be like sometimes, and red is, this is a huge opportunity for me because people buy and they don't buy again. Number 3, I run weekly campaigns that get sales. These are low lift campaigns. These are, I could do it in 30 to 60 minutes a day, and I know I get sales from it. That would be a green. Yellow would be like, I run campaigns, but they're exhausting and they don't always get the sales I want. And red would just be like, I'm launching and it's not working how I want it to be. Then give yourself an overall rating in sales engine. That would be a red, a yellow, or a green. Now we're going to delivery. My client journey is clear. That means people come in and they know exactly where to go. That would be a green. Yellow would be like they come in and it's a little confusing. Red would be like not clear at all. 2, my systems can scale to 100 clients or more. That would be a green. A yellow would be like, something would break, but I could get a little bit close. I could get to maybe 50 or 60. And red would be like, I don't have scalable systems. 3, clients stay and rebuy naturally. It's the natural next step for them to stay, would be green. Now, give yourself a score on delivery engine. Are you a red, a yellow, or a green? This would basically be like my client, if you're a green, that would be like my client journey is so clear, I can scale up without anything breaking to 100 clients or more, and clients stay because they're obsessed. The client experience is unparalleled and they're excited. Now, I want you to go back and I want you to actually circle the top 3 reds or the top 3 yellows. That shows you where your 90-day priorities are. That shows you exactly where to start. And again, the thing that gets me so excited here is because our clients come in and they do this all the time. And you can see our clients really care about being present women and present moms. You can see that where they say dream baby, dream business to support being a mom, surpass 2024 revenue, still having time to be more present as a mom. Like this is why it works. It works because our clients are filling programs without launching because of what we install, because of these engines that we install, the systems, the messaging, the funnels, and then we give you the support, the accountability, and the identity work. So if you're here, you are no longer the coach grinding for more visibility and more attention. You are stepping into your known leader era. And truly, the industry is going to be in the favor of the people who are in their innovative era, their demand-based era, and are creating demand, not just content for content's sake. If you are ready to be known, if you're ready to stand out, if you are ready to create demand, if you're ready to create that obsession level excitement, and if you want your group program to sell because buyers know that you are the one, not because you're in convincing mode, then Elevate is the way to install the systems that are going to get you there. If you want to install these engines, if you want to create demand, if you are ready to step into your obsession marketing era, obsession messaging to build demand, to sell out your group programs, then DM me the word big deal. Then DM me the word big deal on Instagram. I'll send you the details. We'll have a chat about it. I'll tell you what it looks like to work with us, and I will give you the info. I also want to know where you scored. Tell me on Instagram, Nicole Culver, which is your biggest opportunity? What are you focusing on for the next 3 months? Now, I'm not just saying this. I want to hear from you. I love hearing the feedback. I love seeing where you're at. I love seeing what's coming up for people. So pause the video right now, literally open Instagram, type in Nicole Culver, message me, and tell me what you are a green, yellow, and red in. There's no good or bad. There's only opportunity here. And again, DM me the word big deal, because the reason why I say big deal is because you are a big deal. And it's a big deal to me that you watch this training. And I'll tell you, I'll share with you exactly how you can work with us. I'll share with you what it looks like. And it's like a super simple Google Doc. It is it's fun. Honestly, it's fun. So we do have a crazy offer right now, and it's only for you watching this video. And we have a crazy opportunity for 30 days to get started. We only do 5 of these at a time. So we may be sold out, because you usually do need to commit to 12 weeks of working with us. But if you've seen this video, you can ask me for the 30-day offer, and I'll let you know if we have any. So again, send me a message, Instagram, the word big deal, the words big deal. I'll tell you what it's like to work with us. I'll send you the info in a simple Google Doc. And just know, like, the industry is shifting, buyers are shifting. You can choose to evolve with it or be left out. But your demand era started with the moment you hit play on this video, and you can continue with it. We can help you build your hot audience. We can help you build your demand engine, and we can help you build your $1 million group program together inside Elevate. So either way, send me a message on Instagram. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your ahas. I want to hear what you're reading. Green, yellow, and red. I can't wait to hear from you. So send me a DM, big deal. We'll talk about how we can work together. And I'm so excited to help you build your $1 million group program.